Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive, and I mean massive, paradigm shift happening right now in the world of digital identity and security. Now, if you've been following the Universal Internet Identity Framework, or UIID as we all know it, you already know it's completely redefined how we lock down our digital lives over the last few months. But today we're looking at the landmark update, UIID v2.5. We are talking about a major evolution here, moving from a strict personal privacy tool into a totally dynamic, collaborative identity ecosystem. It's a truly fascinating leap forward, so let's just jump right in.
So, I have to ask, is your digital privacy kind of making you lonely? I know, it sounds like a totally bizarre concept at first, right? But think about the absolute ultimate security that we got with the previous version, UIID v2.4. It was literally impenetrable, but that incredible security actually came with a hidden cost: total isolation. In an increasingly collaborative digital world where we're constantly needing to share, build, and work together, being locked up in this perfect solitary fortress, well, it actually became a massive roadblock.
Okay, let's dive into this by looking at where we just came from. Section 1, the Solitary Vault Era, UID version 2.4.
To really grasp the breakthrough of 2.5, we have to establish our baseline first. Version 2.4 perfected this personal vault model, and it was based on one core promise: your data belongs to you, period. You had your primary main ID, and from there, you spun up these private one-to-one aliases for different tasks. Was it highly secure? Absolutely. But honestly, it was essentially a digital hermit crab existence. You were kept entirely isolated within your own aliases, and there was just no native way to reach out and connect.
So the crucial point is the friction you see right here on the left. When you actually needed to, say, share a sensitive project file with a coworker, or hey, even just a grocery list with your spouse, that solitary model completely failed you. You were forced to do these clunky manual data exports, or even worse, you had to rely on third-party apps that totally broke the perfect privacy chain you worked so hard to build. You literally had to leave the safety of UID just to collaborate. But on the right, we see the fix. Version 2.5 introduces a totally seamless collaborative identity ecosystem.
And that brings us perfectly to Section 2. Enter the shared bucket, the UIID v2.5 upgrade. This is where the architecture completely transforms. So what exactly is a shared bucket? Well, it's an identity alias that's been transformed into a shared space where multiple people can finally coexist. And the absolute most vital part of this definition is right down there at the bottom. This is all done with the exact same military-grade security you already expect from the UID framework. They haven't compromised anything. Instead, they've successfully re-engineered zero-trust security not just for the individual, but for the way we actually live and work together.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the powerful metaphor the source material uses, the multiplying effect of identity. When I first read this, it really clicked for me. Instead of an alias belonging to just one single person and stopping there, it multiplies in utility. It becomes connective tissue between users. It's a genuinely shared environment, and it does this without ever compromising the underlying privacy of anyone involved.
So how does this whole setup actually function under the hood? Let's check out Section 3, Collaborative Upgrades, 3 core mechanics.
Let's move to and see how this builds a collaborative ecosystem across 3 specific new features. We're going to do a rapid-fire breakdown here. Number 1, shared spaces. Number 2, role-based harmony. And number 3, privacy-first invitations. Let's look at that first one.
The absolute biggest upgrade here is shared spaces. You can now invite other UID users into a specific storage context. Kind of think of it like a shared folder. But, and this is a massive difference from what you're probably used to, this shared folder is tied directly to a cryptographic identity, not to some random company's server. You aren't trusting a massive tech corporation to host your collaborative space anymore. You're leveraging the decentralized UID network itself to host a secure context directly between you and your peers.
Our second upgrade is role-based harmony. Look, let's be real. A huge fear with collaboration is losing control of your data the second you invite someone else in, right? Well, UID v2.5 solves this by letting you maintain total absolute control over the group dynamic within these shared spaces. You have the power to assign very distinct roles. You decide exactly who acts as an owner with full privileges and who is simply a collaborator. It's brilliant because you get all the benefits of teamwork without surrendering an ounce of your underlying data sovereignty.
And the third major upgrade is privacy-first invitations. Notice the word gatekeeper right there on the slide. You remain the ultimate gatekeeper of your digital attention. Because, as we all know, collaboration can easily just turn into spam if literally anyone on the network can invite you to a shared bucket. But with these new settings, the system totally protects you from unwanted collaborative friction. You can automatically block invitations from complete strangers or just set your identity to only accept invites from specific, trusted IDs. Simply put, you dictate exactly who gets to knock on your digital door.
Which brings us to our final takeaway. Section 4, the shared future, a philosophical shift.
Let's just zoom out from the technical features for a quick second. And this brilliantly illustrates the core philosophy of v2.5. We are moving from my data to our space. UID v2.5 doesn't just change how we store our files, it fundamentally changes how we relate to each other online. It essentially proves that we don't have to choose between absolute privacy and seamless collaboration anymore. By transforming those isolated personal vaults into shared buckets, UID manages to pull off this amazing balancing act without ever sacrificing the zero-trust principles that made it the gold standard of digital identity in the first place.
Which leaves us with this final thought. The infrastructure for a truly secure shared internet is officially here, guys. The walls of the solitary vault have opened up, but the security, it remains completely intact. So as we step into this brand new era of v2.5, the ultimate question for you is right there on the screen. How will you manage your own identity in a zero-trust, collaborative web? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to go out there and explore UID v2.5 for yourself.